Hello, all, and welcome back to the JuiceBox presented by Lock City. Today's episode, we are going to dive into the NCAA Men's March Madness basketball tournament. But before we do, if you don't know already, we are running a sale currently for 70% off your first 3 months of Lock City. All you got to do is head to lockcity.gg, click join now, and use code SPRINGFEVER at checkout to apply the 70% discount code, which is applicable to the weekly and monthly subscription packages. I also want to briefly mention that if you want some of the best odds in the industry, then you're going to want to head over to thunderpick.io. You can use our promo link, tinyurl.com/lcthunder, to get a 100% deposit bonus on your first deposit up to $600. And yes, you heard that right, up to $600 on your first deposit, 100% deposit bonus match. ThunderPick accepts most major cryptocurrencies for deposit, but now you can also deposit using a credit card or a Visa debit. All right, now that's enough promo. I have a couple people with me here in this podcast. We have Wighty, as always, and our guy Claw to go over the highly anticipated and always exciting basketball tournament. My guys, how we doing today?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad, man. Can't complain. Wighty, how about yourself?
I'm doing great, brother. No complaints.
Sounds good. All right. Before we get into it, I want to say one thing, and it's hail to the victors valiants, hail to the conquering heroes, hail, hail Michigan, the champions of the West, go blue. Obviously, I'm going to sit with my Michigan guys to go all the way, but we're going to get into a more detailed analysis on this tournament. Let's start off with the South region. How you guys looking at that one?
South region, I think is pretty interesting. In terms of a couple of sleepers, and I'd be interested to see who you guys got. I think this is, in terms of picks, one of the more straightforward regions. So I don't have a ton of sleepers here. I know that everyone's talking UC San Diego to make a little bit of a run, which I think is a bit of a possibility. I don't have it in my heart really to take it here. I don't have a lot of sleepers in this region. Claw, how about you?
Yeah, I do like Michigan State a little bit more than other people do. Because I think Auburn's kind of fraudulent. In terms
Yeah.
of an upset in the first round, though, I do like UC San Diego. I know you guys won't like that one, but
I mean,
but
facts are facts, stats are stats. They got what? The guy who has the most steals in the nation right now?
yeah, they're one of the best teams at forcing turnovers, and
Michigan
Michigan.
is not is very prone to turnovers.
Yeah, they're pretty prone to turnovers, so that could be a key edge, and it's that key 12-5 matchup that always produces some upsets too.
Yep, absolutely cursed. The only upset that I actually took here in the first round, in that round of 64, is UNC over Ole Miss. But if UNC loses to the Aztecs in the first four, I'm going to flip that. I'm going to go Ole Miss. But number 11 UNC over number 6 Ole Miss is the only upset I have in this region.
Yeah, I
I kind
mean, one stat that I saw was at least one 12 seed has defeated a 5 seed in 33 of 39 tournaments. So we could see that with UC San Diego. I don't know.
I do like that UNC pick. Everyone's kind of saying they don't belong, and now I could see them winning a couple games.
Yeah, a little bit of a grudge match, I think. I
Yeah.
lied when I said I had no upsets there. I actually also have New Mexico over Marquette, but that's just a 10 over a 7.
Still a pretty good one, though. I think Auburn will make it
Yeah,
to the second round, but whether it's Louisville or Creighton they face, I don't think they're making it out of that game at all.
that's interesting. I don't have
Yeah.
them going down until Michigan State in the Elite Eight. How about you, Claw? How far do you have Auburn?
I have Auburn going down to Michigan State as well. Although I do think they could slip up earlier. I'm not a big fan of Louisville or Creighton, but I'm not
I
sure
like
who else.
Creighton. I've liked Creighton for the past few years watching them in the tournament. I'm not going to lie about that, but I don't know. Something about Auburn, they seem very fraudulent to me. Same with Iowa State. That's my upset right there is Lipscomb beating Iowa State in the first round of 64. Pretty tough one, but I think it's going to happen.
Bank it if
Oh,
it happens. You heard it here first.
Yeah, you're
did
damn
did you
right.
guys did you guys see on FanDuel's having a like? Did you see that threes promo they have for the NBA? Like where they give the $1 million in
Yep.
free bets away. They're doing that for each day of the tourney. I just saw for if you pick the
Man.
lowest seed, if you pick the lowest seed to win.
Perfect, Munz. There you go. Lipscomb.
There you go.
Damn.
Lipscomb.
Lipscomb, lock it in, guys. You heard it here. Munz certified pick.
It's going to win you $10,000 in bonus bets.
I'd have to agree with Claw as well about Michigan State, as much as it hurts me to say it. They're a pretty solid team. Tom Izzo in March, you can't count him out. I think he's had like 27 appearances now with Michigan State in the tournament. So yeah, no,
Yeah,
number 2 seed, they'll make a pretty deep run, I think.
yeah, they're my Final Four team here.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I agree on Final Four with them.
Which division you guys want to look at now?
Let's go
You wanna head
East.
over to East. All right. East, we're sitting with, of course, Duke number 1.
Yeah, in the East, yeah, Duke's the obvious favorite. They've been kind of beating everyone by 20, 30 points all year. I think I like an upset here. In the second round, I'm forecasting. I think St. Mary's could beat Alabama. I think Alabama just they don't play enough defense, and St. Mary's has looked a lot better this year than in past years. They beat Gonzaga twice. I think they're kind of a little bit underrated coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree there. I have Bama going out a round later than you. I have them losing to BYU, but same thing. And in terms of sleepers, that's my sleeper for me in this region is BYU. I think even though they're a 6 seed, I mean, it's kind of high, not a super sleeper school. But I think they're one of the more unexpected ones to make a run. I think they have a pretty favorable bracket with VCU in the first round, and then Wisconsin, I think, is beatable, and then either Alabama or, like you said, St. Mary's. I think they could make it pretty deep here.
Yeah, I like the BYU pick. When they get hot from three, they're pretty unbeatable. But yeah, the other teams, I'm not really high on Arizona, Wisconsin, Alabama. So there's definitely room for one of the lower seeds here to make a run.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have Duke coming out on top of this one, I imagine?
Yeah, I just don't really see anyone challenging them. I think this year, I know we talked about this earlier, but I think the top seeds are pretty superior to the next cut of teams.
How do we feel about
Yeah,
Liberty and Oregon?
I have Oregon.
Yeah.
And then I have
Yeah,
Oregon over Arizona.
I like Oregon as well, and I agree. I would take Oregon over Arizona. You just never know what Arizona team's going to show up.
Yeah.
Oregon's got a good coach too.
Yeah, I think they have potential to, I don't know, Sweet 16 it probably. I have, yeah, Duke over BYU in the Elite Eight, and then Duke ultimately making the Final Four out of this one.
I like that. Are you concerned about the matchup with VCU or not really?
Not entirely. I mean, it kind of freaks me out. I think that'll be the closest of the 3 games on their run to Duke. I think they'll handle Wisconsin and probably Bama or St. Mary's a little bit better than VCU. I think all of them will be single digit wins. I don't think they're going to blow any of these schools out, but I think VCU could be a one possession game.
Yeah, kind of a clash of styles. VCU is gonna try to slow it down, make it a physical game. BYU is gonna try and run and gun, shoot threes. But yeah, I like BYU. I think they got bounced early last year. Could be a good spot for them to get some revenge this year.
Yeah, I like it. All right, West region. So for the West region, I think this one has some pretty okay sleeper potential. In terms of first round upsets, I have Colorado State over Memphis in the round of 64. I've seen a lot of people taking Grand Canyon, Drake. I wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas beat Kansas, but ultimately the only double digit seed I have advancing here is Colorado State and probably a very, very close win over Memphis in my first classic 12 over 5 seed matchup.
There are
I
people
think this
picking.
is actually
Go
I
ahead.
think
Go
this
ahead.
is the toughest. I think this is the toughest region in terms of how good each of these teams are. I think I think Florida's the best team in the country personally.
Yeah.
So I have them coming out of this region, and I I think a sleeper could be Kansas. I know they were the number one team preseason, and they didn't play well all year, but I mean they've got the talent and the coaching obviously to they could make a run. And then I also saw this other stat that kind of refers to like St. John's. They were outside of the top 25 in the preseason poll,
Yep.
and no team has ever made the Elite Eight round that has started the year outside of the top 25. So if Kansas can
Interesting.
get past Arkansas, they definitely have the talent that they could hang with St. John's.
That's very
Interesting.
interesting. I like that stat. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I have St. John's losing to Texas Tech, and then ultimately Texas Tech actually beating Florida, and being my third Final Four team here. But yeah, I could definitely see Kansas making a run. I think they could knock off St. John's potentially, like you were saying. Yeah, I also have them over Arkansas in the first round. I don't think they go out that early. They're too well coached and too talented, like you were saying.
I have a question. Why
Sure,
are so many people on Grand Canyon?
I have no
They're
idea.
they're a popular mid-major school. I don't think they beat Maryland. Maryland's been really tough all year. They've got two bigs and a couple guards that are really good. I think Maryland could get to the Sweet 16, honestly.
Yeah, not
Possible.
a
I
bad
don't know.
school.
I'm reading right now what they beat St. Mary's last year.
Yeah, they were a trendy dog last year, so everyone wants to
Yeah.
jump on them
Senior
again.
field team. Yeah, I'm not too sold on it. I'm not too sold on them. Interesting.
Alrighty. Let's hop over to the Midwest, last region here. Let's see what you guys got. So for this one, I guess the big sleeper I have here is Utah State to win their round of 64 matchup against UCLA. Not much. It's a 10 over a 7. I think Xavier has a chance to upset Illinois, but I actually have Illinois going relatively deep. And then I know a lot of folks are obviously on number 12 McNeese over 5 Clemson there, but I think Clemson edges out that matchup as well. For this region, I actually ended up going with Tennessee as my last Final Four team. I have them joining Duke, Michigan State, and Texas Tech in San Antonio. I think Houston's been a 1 seed in the last 2 tournaments. This is the third one now, and they haven't
Yeah.
gotten past the Sweet 16 in any of those. So I have them getting to the Elite Eight here, but I don't think they're a Final Four team. What do you guys got?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I like Tennessee in this bracket as well. Like you said, Houston has struggled in the previous tournaments, and I always feel like at some point they're gonna run into a stretch of where they just don't score for like 5 minutes, and that's what always ruins
Yeah.
them. But in terms of upsets, I kind of do like McNeese. One of the guards on Clemson got hurt, and I was watching that game where they played Louisville over the weekend, and they didn't look too right. So I wouldn't be shocked if McNeese made a run. I think that last year McNeese was like the trendy dog, and then they got destroyed by like 40 points in the first round. So
Yep.
so they're coming for revenge this year.
That's true. That's a good outlook on it. Yeah, I could see them beating Clemson. I do have Clemson taking that and then beating Purdue, but that could flop anyway. Munz, what way do you have it?
McNeese and Utah State are pretty high dogs, you could say. A lot of people are on. Um, I like Utah State over UCLA, which is a shocker for me. I'm really usually really big on UCLA, but I'm leaning more towards Utah State. Clemson and McNeese, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I'm still deciding on it. I'm leaning more towards McNeese, especially now that Claw mentioned that injury on Clemson. But it's going to take a lot from them to get it done. I am leaning more towards them. Um, Houston, it looks like a pretty easy road for them. It looks like it as always, but as Whitey said, they haven't made the Final Four or something like that. So I don't know. One thing I can tell you is I got Illinois losing the first game. That's my upset for this. That's my concrete upset for this one is either Texas or Xavier beating Illinois in the first round of 64.
Yeah,
That's
I kind of
interesting.
like that. I'm kind of down on Illinois as well. and most of the Big Ten, for that matter.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're not feeling too happy coming into this one as an OSU fan, eh?
No, I think I don't even know. I think we're not going to the NIT. I think there's some new tournament. I think that they got invited to or something. So, yeah, Ohio State basketball did not have a good year.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. There's always next year. Kentucky's looking to come back for some redemption, though. They lost to remember
Yeah, they lost to
Oakland.
Oakland last year.
Oakland,
Yeah,
yeah. So they're coming back, probably looking to make a pretty deep run. Purdue's looking
yeah,
good, but not sold. I'm never really sold on Purdue at face value ever, and they always
yeah.
prove me wrong. So
No, they were just Edie merchants last year.
honestly,
No, I don't really see them going very far at all.
imagine they lose to High Point. That'd be insane.
They could. They lost to Fairleigh Dickinson, like, what was that, 2 years ago now?
Yep.
As a 1 seed.
Yeah, that was crazy. That one was crazy. I got. I don't know. I'm pretty torn on Houston or Tennessee coming out of this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I like that. I think they match up well with Houston if they have to play them as well. Both are physical and defensive teams, but I think that Tennessee's got a little bit better guards with Ziegler and Lanier.
Yeah, I'm going Tennessee as well on this one. So who do you guys have then total for your Final Four, Munz? What's yours?
Mine, I'm still debating on the South whether I want to actually stick with Michigan or not. Right now, I'm looking at Michigan State, Florida, Duke, and Tennessee. Those are my four at the moment.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm going Michigan State, Tennessee, Duke, and Florida.
You guys
So
got the
we're
same.
the same. We're the exact same
Yeah.
right now.
All right.
Nice.
Then
Go ahead.
Then I went Florida over Duke for the championship.
I literally just clicked that right as you were saying it.
All right, you guys got the same Final Four then. I have
What
Michigan
about
State, Texas Tech, Duke, and Tennessee. And then I have Duke
Texas
over
Tech?
Texas Tech. Yeah.
Texas Tech.
We'll see.
How many points you guys got in the final game?
I got 144.
144?
156.
156.
Nice.
I'm sitting at 128. Close
Damn.
game.
I want to see some made shots.
That would be sick. Yeah. That would be pretty nuts. All right. Anything else you guys want to add on to this, or are we wrapping it all up here?
Nope, I don't think so. Looking forward to an exciting tournament. Hopefully, a couple groundbreaking upsets that rock all of our brackets.
Yeah, I mean, it's expected, right? It's always expected.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the games started. Let the madness begin.
Straight up, it really is the best time of the year. It really, really is. All right, guys, before we head out, I just want to remind you all again, 70% off our weekly and monthly subscription packages for your first 3 months. All you have to do is use code SPRINGFEVER at checkout. Also, 100% deposit bonus at ThunderPick.io. Up to $600. All you have to do is use the link tinyurl.com/LCThunder. Take care, everyone. Best of luck, and I hope you guys all enjoy watching the tournament as much as we will.